Hey, warrior, you're tired of feeling stuck. You've been trying to fix your life. Maybe you've read books, watched motivational videos, set goals, tried to think positive, but nothing seems to stick for long. You take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And deep down, you're frustrated because no matter what you try, the results don't last. Now think about this for a second. One man loses his job and collapses. He blames the economy, curses his boss, and spends his days drowning in self-pity. Another man loses his job, but instead of falling apart, he sharpens his skills, wakes up earlier, and reinvents himself. Same event, 2 different outcomes. Why? The answer is simple, but brutal. It's not life that breaks you. It's your mindset that allows it to. And this is where Stoicism enters. In a chaotic, noisy world full of distractions, excuses, and weakness, Stoicism cuts through the lies and tells you the truth. You are the one in control. Not your emotions, not society, not your past. You. Fixing your life doesn't start with money or relationships or status. It starts with your mind. Fix your mind and your life follows. But let me warn you, what you're about to hear is not soft advice. These are not gentle words meant to make you feel good. These are brutal, no-nonsense truths that will hit you hard. They will call out your excuses. They will force you to face your weakness. They will demand change. And that's why so few people live by them. Because most people are addicted to comfort. They want results without struggle. They want change without sacrifice. But Stoicism doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your strength. If you're the kind of person who breaks down every time things don't go your way, this message is going to sting. But if you're the kind of person who is sick of being stuck, sick of living small, sick of watching your potential rot away while life passes by, then you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to walk you through 9 brutal Stoic rules to fix your mind and fix your life. Each rule is born from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and the foundation of ancient Stoic philosophy. But I'll break them down in plain modern language so you can apply them immediately. No philosophy degree needed. We'll go deep into mental discipline, emotional control, self-awareness, and the painful process of building yourself into someone unshakable. And with every rule, you'll hear a Stoic quote or principle that you can carry with you, not just as words, but as a weapon against weakness. So before we start, I want you to make a choice. If you're ready to stop blaming the world and start rebuilding yourself, if you're ready to conquer your emotions instead of being controlled by them, if you're ready to stop negotiating with your weakness and finally live with strength, then drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I will no longer live at the mercy of my emotions. And don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs it. But most importantly, don't skip ahead. Every rule in this video is connected, and every single one of them has the power to change the way you think and the way you live. Let's begin. Number 1, stop negotiating with your weakness. Weakness is everywhere. It's quiet, patient, and deadly. It doesn't scream at you. It whispers. It whispers when your alarm rings in the morning. Sleep 5 more minutes, you've earned it. It whispers when the gym is calling. Skip today, tomorrow will be easier. It whispers when your work piles up. Do it later, you'll feel like it eventually. And the worst part? Most people listen. They make deals with themselves every day. Just one more episode. I'll start fresh tomorrow. I'll rest today, then push harder later. One cheat meal won't hurt. Each little compromise seems harmless, but every deal with weakness is a deal with destruction. Every time you choose comfort over action, you teach your mind that it's allowed to surrender, and then life surrenders you. Epictetus, the Stoic slave turned philosopher, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Think about that. You are not free when you let weakness control your choices. You are chained to your excuses, trapped in your habits, powerless in your own life. Freedom does not come from circumstances. Freedom comes from mastery over yourself, from the ability to act even when you don't feel like it, from the courage to refuse the voice of comfort and fear. If you want to grow, if you want to be strong, you must stop negotiating with weakness completely. There is no room for debate, no room for excuses, no room for just this once. When you know the right thing to do, you do it, whether you feel motivated, whether you feel tired, whether you want to or not. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Action is stronger than thought. Every time weakness whispers, silence it with action. Every time it tells you to rest, do one more set. Every time it tells you to quit, push one more step. Every time it tells you to settle, reach higher. That's how strength is built. Weakness dies when you stop feeding it. It dies when you refuse to compromise, when you refuse to negotiate with the easiest path, when you choose growth over comfort every single day. No excuses, no delays, no debates. You want a better life? Start here. Stop negotiating with your weakness. Stop listening to the voice that tells you you're too tired, too busy, too scared. That voice is not you. That voice is weakness. And you are not weak. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. You just need to decide, right now, to stop letting weakness run your life. Number 2, control your reactions. Life will hit you hard. People will disappoint you. Plans will collapse. Opportunities will vanish. And if you're not careful, you will let it all break you. Most people don't realize this, but nothing outside of you has the power to destroy your life. Not the events, not the setbacks, not the people around you. The only thing that can break you is your reaction to it. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned slavery into wisdom, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a moment. You might get insulted, betrayed, or humiliated, but those are not the real problems. The real problem is what you do with it. Most people believe the world disturbs them. They believe life is unfair and that the chaos outside is the enemy. But the Stoics saw the truth. It's not the event itself that causes pain. It's your opinion of it, your interpretation, your surrender to emotion. Someone insults you, and you flare with anger. You stew, you hold grudges. Another person says the same thing, and you remain calm, unshaken, almost untouched. Life throws challenges at you. One person curses fate and collapses under pressure. Another sees the same challenge as an opportunity to sharpen themselves, to grow stronger, to rise higher. That's the difference. You can't control the world. You can't control the people around you. You can't control what happens to you. But you can always control your mind. That is the one thing that is yours forever. Your reaction is your power, and power is where strength is born. So here's the rule in its simplest, most brutal form. Master your reactions. Respond with intention, not emotion. Respond with thought, not impulse. Hold your ground like a rock in the middle of a storm. Be the calm that the storm cannot touch. Because in mastering how you respond, you master your life. Your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, all become your own. Weak people let the world control them. Strong people control themselves, no matter what life throws at them. Strength begins in the mind, in the decision to remain unmoved when chaos surrounds you. And when you do this, when you stop letting your reactions control you, you become unstoppable. Life can hit, disappoint, and betray you all at once. You remain unshaken. That is true Stoic power. That is the mastery of the mind. That is freedom. Number 3, do the hard things. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for a feeling, a spark, a burst of energy that will push them forward. But here's the truth. Motivation is weak. It's fleeting. It disappears the moment life gets hard, the moment you face resistance, the moment you're tired, scared, or uncomfortable. The Stoics understood this. They didn't rely on motivation, they relied on discipline. Seneca said, Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And preparation is built on one thing: doing the hard things every single day without excuses. Doing the things you don't feel like doing. Training when your body aches. Studying when your mind screams for rest. Facing challenges when every part of you wants to turn away. That's the path of real strength. Life doesn't reward comfort. Life doesn't reward laziness, procrastination, or avoidance. It rewards those who show up again and again, even when it's painful, even when it's difficult, even when it's the last thing you want to do. Every time you take the hard road, you forge resilience, courage, and power. Every time you take the easy road, you reinforce weakness, dependency, and regret. The choice is yours. Strength is built in discomfort, in repetition, in persistence. Discipline beats motivation because motivation is an emotion that can betray you, while discipline is a system that keeps you moving forward no matter what. Action beats excuses because excuses are cheap and action is expensive. Action costs sweat, it costs energy, it costs pain, but it always pays dividends. The hard road is lonely. The hard road is uncomfortable. The hard road makes you question yourself, your limits, your worth. And that is why it works. That is why it builds power. Most people run from it. Most people look for shortcuts, for comfort, for easy wins. And most people stay weak, frustrated, and trapped in the same cycle. But if you want to rise above, if you want to be unshakable, if you want a life of strength and freedom, then you do what the hard path demands. You face it every day. You push forward when your mind screams to quit. You do what others won't, when others are too scared, tired, or lazy. You embrace the struggle, you endure the pain, and you become stronger than the circumstances around you. That is Stoic power. That is discipline in action. That is the hard truth of doing the hard things. Number 4, cut the noise and master your focus. The world today is full of noise, endless scrolling, endless notifications, endless opinions shouting at you from every corner. Every second, something is trying to steal your attention, your energy, your life. And most people let it happen. They bounce from one distraction to the next, believing that they are busy, believing that they are productive, when in reality, they are scattered, fragmented, and weak. A scattered mind leads to a wasted life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." But how can your thoughts be strong if your mind is a battlefield of distractions, endlessly pulled in 100 directions? Every time you let social media, meaningless chatter, or other people's drama occupy your mind, you give away pieces of your life. Your focus is your weapon. And like any weapon, if you don't guard it, it becomes useless. Guard your focus like a soldier guards his life. Protect your attention from everything that does not serve your purpose. Set boundaries. Say no to distractions. Put down the phone. Turn off the notifications. Stop letting the chaos of the world dictate your mind. Create silence. Build space to think, to plan, to act with clarity. Direct your energy toward what truly matters: the people, the work, the goals, the habits that shape your destiny. When you master your focus, when you stop letting every trivial noise take your attention, you gain power over your life. You stop being reactive. You start being intentional. You stop being a victim of distraction and become the commander of your mind. Focus is not a skill you occasionally practice. It is a discipline you live by every day. Protect it, sharpen it, use it. Because your focus determines what you achieve, who you become, and the life you will live. Cut the noise. Guard your mind. Master your focus. Your future depends on it. Number 5, stop seeking approval. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. You don't need validation to become strong. Yet most people spend their lives begging for approval from people who don't even respect themselves. They twist their choices, dilute their ambitions, and betray their potential just to fit in, to be liked, to avoid criticism. And in the process, they lose themselves. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Think about that. Growth will make some people uncomfortable. Your ambition, your discipline, your refusal to settle, it will trigger jealousy, criticism, and even mockery. Some will laugh at you. Some will call you arrogant. Some will try to shame you into stopping. And the truth is, their opinions don't matter. Not a single one of them has the power to define your worth unless you allow it. Your path is yours alone. No one else is walking it for you. No one else can carry your responsibilities, your goals, or your growth. So walk it with confidence. Do not betray your vision to gain temporary comfort or fleeting approval. Strength is built when you stop asking, "What will they think?" and start asking, "What do I need to do to become who I am meant to be?" Every time you act for the approval of others, you weaken your mind, weaken your resolve, and postpone your destiny. Every time you act with integrity, regardless of what others say, you grow stronger, sharper, more unshakable. Approval is fleeting. Validation is temporary. Your life, your strength, your legacy, that is permanent. Stop handing your power over to people who do not even know the fight you're in. Stop measuring your worth by the opinions of the weak or the jealous. They have nothing to offer you. Instead, focus on your discipline, your choices, your character. Stand firm, walk your path, grow with intention. Build yourself so strong that criticism rolls off you like water off stone. Stop seeking approval. Stop asking permission. Stop letting others dictate the limits of what you can achieve. Strength comes not from being liked, but from being unstoppable. Strength comes when you live by your own standards, your own values, your own rules. And that is where true freedom, true power, and true life begin. Number 6, own your mistakes. Everyone fails. Everyone makes mistakes. No one is perfect. And yet, most people run from their failures. They cover them up with excuses. They blame others. They rationalize, deny, and hide. And because of this, they never grow. They stay trapped in weakness, repeating the same errors, never learning, never improving. The Stoics saw this clearly. They believed in absolute ownership. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Ownership starts with honesty. Honesty with yourself. When you fail, you must own it fully. Not with shame, not with self-pity, not with anger at the world, but with courage. Stand in your mistakes. Face them head on. Examine them, understand them, and take control of the lessons they offer. Excuses are the chains that hold people back. Mistakes, when owned, are the ladder that lifts you higher. Every time you dodge responsibility, you give your power away. Every time you blame someone else, you shrink your ability to grow. But every time you own your actions, every time you confront your failures with courage, you gain strength. You gain freedom. You gain wisdom. Failure is not the end. Excuses are. Failure is a tool, a teacher, a test. But only if you acknowledge it, only if you face it, only if you refuse to hide from it. Take responsibility. Learn. Rise. Stand taller than the mistakes you make, because strength is forged in accountability. Growth is born in honesty. Courage is proven in the act of owning what others would deny. The Stoic way is simple but brutal. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop blaming. Own your mistakes. Every failure becomes fuel. Every lesson becomes power. Every step forward becomes unstoppable momentum. That is how you rise. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you live a life of strength, freedom, and mastery over yourself. Number 7, discomfort is your teacher. Most people spend their lives running from discomfort. They chase comfort, safety, pleasure, and the easy path. They surround themselves with convenience and convenience only. But here's the brutal truth the Stoics understood. Comfort weakens. Comfort makes you soft, lazy, and predictable. Discomfort strengthens. Discomfort forces you to face yourself. It exposes your weaknesses. It reveals your limits. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And he was right, but that doesn't mean pain isn't real. Life will test you, life will challenge you, and those challenges are the tools that sculpt you into something stronger. Every time you lean into discomfort, you confront fear, doubt, and resistance. Every time you refuse to turn away from struggle, you build courage, resilience, and toughness. Discomfort is honest. It tells you where you are weak, where you avoid responsibility, where you hide behind excuses, and then it pushes you to move beyond it. Most people avoid this. They run from pain, from struggle, from challenge. And because of this, they never grow. They live small, predictable lives, constantly seeking comfort, constantly avoiding lessons. But you are not most people. If you want strength, if you want freedom, if you want mastery over yourself, you must stop running. Lean into discomfort. Face the hard truth. Push yourself when it hurts. Embrace the struggle when it demands everything from you. Let the pain teach you. Let the challenges mold you. Let every uncomfortable moment become a tool to sharpen your mind, your character, and your willpower. Discomfort is the classroom of greatness. Every failure, every difficulty, every moment that makes you want to quit, these are your teachers. Listen carefully. Apply the lesson. Grow stronger than you were yesterday. That is the Stoic path. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you transform weakness into power. Comfort will give you nothing. Discomfort will give you everything. Number 8, discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. One moment you feel unstoppable, the next moment you feel weak, tired, or unworthy. It's unreliable, fleeting, and unpredictable. Most people build their lives on motivation, and that is why they fail. The Stoics understood this clearly. Discipline is not an emotion. Discipline is a system. Discipline does not wait for feelings to show up. Discipline depends on what you have decided. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That is the essence of discipline. You decide who you will be. You decide what standards you will live by. And then, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired, distracted, or scared you are, you follow through. Motivation may get you started. It may give you a spark, but it cannot carry you through the hard days, the long nights, the struggles that make you want to quit. Only discipline can do that. Discipline carries you when motivation fades. Discipline ensures that you act even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the difference between dreams and reality, between weak intentions and unstoppable results. Build your life on discipline, and you will never again be at the mercy of fleeting emotions. You will never be a prisoner of how you feel in the moment. Your actions will be steady, consistent, and unstoppable. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is unbreakable. Motivation gives temporary highs. Discipline builds permanent strength. Decide who you want to be. Decide what your life will look like. Then act consistently, no matter the circumstance. That is how you grow. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you take control of your life and never again let fleeting emotions dictate your success or failure. Discipline is not easy. It is demanding, ruthless, and requires sacrifice. But it is the foundation of strength. It is the path the Stoics walked. It is the path to mastery over yourself, over your mind, and over your destiny. Number 9, Stop living in your head. Thinking is easy. Planning is easy. Talking about what you will do is easy. But none of it matters if you don't act. Most people live in their heads. They dream about change. They talk about what they'll do someday. They make plans, write lists, and imagine success. But they never take the steps required to achieve it. That is weakness disguised as effort. The Stoics despised empty words and idle thinking. They believed in action above all else. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who mastered himself amidst chaos, reminded himself, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, be one. Not tomorrow, not next week, now." Stop living in your head. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect feeling. Life will not wait for you to feel ready. It will move forward whether you act or not. Stop dreaming about change. Stop talking about what you'll do one day. Start doing it today. Align your actions with your values. Show up in your life. Speak through your deeds, not your words. Strength is not what you say. Strength is what you do. Courage is not what you claim. Courage is what you act on. Knowledge is not what you memorize. Knowledge is what you apply. You can think, plan, and talk forever, but none of it will matter until you step into action. Real change happens in the doing, in the struggle, in the moments when you push past fear, resistance, and doubt. Stop overthinking. Stop overplanning. Stop waiting for motivation, for approval, for perfect conditions. Live intentionally. Act relentlessly. Let your life be the proof of your character, your values, and your discipline. The mind alone cannot build strength. Only the body, the habits, the actions, and the choices can. Stop living in your head. Step into reality. Step into action. Align what you think with what you do. That is Stoic power. That is mastery over yourself. That is how you stop being weak and start becoming unstoppable. These 9 brutal Stoic rules are not suggestions. They are not tips or casual advice you can ignore. They are a blueprint, a roadmap, a system for building an unshakable life. Stop negotiating with weakness. Control your reactions. Do the hard things. Cut the noise. Stop seeking approval. Own your mistakes. Embrace discomfort. Build discipline. Live in action, not just thought. Every rule hits hard because life hits hard. This path is not easy. It is relentless. It demands courage, honesty, and relentless effort. But it leads to something far greater than comfort. It leads to freedom. Freedom from being controlled by your emotions, by society, by other people's opinions, and even by your own fears. It leads to self-respect. A respect that cannot be taken from you because it is forged in action, responsibility, and mastery over yourself. It leads to a life where nothing outside of you can shake your foundation. The Stoics didn't just survive hard times, they thrived in them. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they built lives of strength and power amidst chaos and challenge. And now it's your turn. Here is your challenge. Choose one of these rules, just one, and apply it immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the longer you wait, the more weakness gains ground. The more you negotiate with excuses, fear, or comfort, the further you drift from your potential. But if you act now, strength begins. Momentum begins. Your life begins. The choice is yours. No one else can do this for you. No one else can fight your battles or master your mind. It starts with your decision, your courage, your action. Stop waiting. Stop thinking. Stop hesitating. Take one step, any step, and watch yourself rise. This is the Stoic path. This is the brutal truth. And this is your move.